Hey, man, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I feel welcome.
Good.
I feel welcome.
I'm glad. I don't know if there's anybody in this room that's happier than me. I think it is, but I'm so thankful not only that we have somebody who is going to help lead our worship arts community and worship and song as we gather on Sundays, but it's great to have somebody like David in that role. So we're going to take a few moments here just to get to know David a little bit. And so I'm going to ask you some questions, and we'll just see where it goes, yeah? So let's just start with this. Who are you? Where did you come from?
Yeah.
How did you get here?
Yeah.
Who do you love? Just roll us in. Go for it, man.
My name's David Hutchinson. Originally born and raised in Birmingham, England, just north of London. I'm of Jamaican heritage, hence my non-European good looks, I guess. But so born and raised there. I moved here when I was 18 with my family. My parents had always wanted to immigrate to North America for some reason. My mom was born in Jamaica, my dad was born in the UK. They met in the UK, and they both have just an affinity for the continent, I guess. So we initially moved to Hamilton, Ontario, but after very quickly, my mom was employed as a nurse in Saskatchewan.
Okay.
So my siblings and I made a move here, and we ended up in this cold tundra that I'd never heard of before. And I hated it, absolutely hated it. But my time here, I've been here for over a decade, and every year, God has just knit my heart to the city. And I love Saskatoon, I love Saskatchewan. This is my home. This is where I met my wife, the person I love, Tanika. We've been married for 2 years.
Tell us a bit about her.
Yeah, she's American.
And P.S., how does someone like you get someone like that?
You know, that's a great question. That's a great question. I ask myself that all the time. But we met at a church service, and I invited her for tea afterward, and she came. I was surprised when she walked into the cafe. I literally put my hands up like this. Like, I did it. So
she's here for me.
She's here for me. Yeah.
And you went for tea, not coffee.
Went for tea. I'm
Typical.
now a coffee drinker.
Typical.
I'm now a coffee drinker. But she's an American U.S. dual citizen, and she's everything I'm not. So she stops my weaknesses, and I'm everything she's not. So I help her as well. So it's a good combo.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Tell us a bit about what brings you joy. What do you like? What do you enjoy? What turns your crank?
Yeah, that's such a good question. Funnily enough, I love asking questions and listening to answers. So I love listening. I love listening. I love early mornings. I now love coffee. I love all sorts of food. My gosh. Greek, Japanese, Jamaican.
Like languages, food?
Food.
Okay,
100% food. Language is great, but food is better.
Yeah.
But
the Italians do it best, right?
The Italians are good too.
That's right, yeah.
You know, my father-in-law is an Italian from Ontario as well. So,
it doesn't get much better than that, David.
It doesn't get much better. I'm saying, I haven't been paid to say these things, but it's how I feel.
Cool. One last question. I know it can be strange. You get, parachuted into a community. You're here in a very interesting time where things are not normal. So as you begin your time, work, ministry here, is there anything that you'd like to say to Lakeview Church this morning?
Yeah, 100%. Family, I would say this to you. The message that has tied itself to my heart is one centering around the presence of God. The presence of God is the change maker. The presence of God will take a garden and turn it into Eden. You know, the presence of God will take a rock in a clearing in the middle of nowhere, and it becomes the gate of heaven. It will take a tent in the desert, and it will turn it into the Holy of Holies. And here's the kicker. He takes a heart of stone and turns it into a heart of flesh. And now we're the temple. We're the place that he dwells. Yeah. And he dwells in our gatherings. So here, online, Zoom, wherever, in our families, in our homes, in our small groups, the presence of God is a change maker. I'm glad that I get to encounter the presence of God together in community. So it's a privilege. I love this community already. And thank you to you, Joe, and to the team here. I feel at home already.
Terrific. We love you, and we're glad that you're here, and you're an answer to prayer for us. So thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show. Can we give it up for David here this morning?